nice
wonderful
guy.
and
Yeah.
nice. We've got some questions that have come into
right.
our chat room.
That's
This is Patty, who says, why do we celebrate Christmas on December the 25th?
Well, it was worked on, I think, in the medieval church. You know, I should know, but I don't. I don't know precisely when they fixed it. But the birth of Jesus was probably at a different time than December, but I think this has to do with the winter solstice, and I believe the Catholics were masters of merging Christianity with local customs. So you've got the winter solstice, so you're looking at that thing that everybody was familiar with, especially in Europe, and so they said, okay, we'll use that holiday, and we'll say that was when Christmas was. But I mean, it's nice, but
That's what I had always heard too, was that the solstice was there, and they wanted to give the new Christian believers, or the relatively new Christian believers, an opportunity to celebrate something.
That was the principal reason, but other than that, I don't know of any other reason.
Okay, this is Kate, who says, I have a family member that wants me to go Christmas shopping with her. I don't want to go because she thinks it's okay to shoplift. I'm afraid she'll get caught and take me down with her. What can I tell her to get her to stop?
Well, you can tell her she's going to jail and you'll have no part of it. Why in the world would you want to get arrested? They'll arrest you along with her and think you're an accomplice.
Making the assumption that you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay away from that. Good heavens. Run as far as you can. Say, I'm going to have nothing to do with you. You think I want to go to jail? You think I'm crazy?
That would be a good way to get her to stop. I mean, when you
That's
ask,
right.
How do I get her to stop? I think it's remove yourself from the situation.
But I
and
mean,
tell her
say,
why.
look, I am not going to jail, and you shouldn't either. This is illegal. All right.
This is Cindy, who says, how do I encourage my husband and his family to stop lying? They do it on a daily basis. I tell my husband that his lies hurt and his family's lies hurt, but he doesn't seem to see it. I love my husband, but don't know how much longer I can tolerate this habitual lying. Please help me.
I can't believe that. There is a spirit of deception. Satan is a liar and the father of lies, the Bible says. And I believe somebody that's doing this habitually is influenced by satanic pressures.
Do you think that's just a bad habit, or what do you think that
Well,
is?
it can be, but I think it's more than that. I think it's a situation, you're talking about the whole family, it's like it's endemic.
That's why I asked.
And I don't think it's just a bad situation. But, you know, you could make a little kid start lying. If you're on his case all the time, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do the other? Why don't you do this? The little kid's going to start lying to get out of your pressure. And you're making him a liar. I mean, so that's one thing. But when you've got mother, father, children, relatives all lying, there's something worse than that, and it's satanic. How do you get out of it? Look, you married him, so I don't know what to say. But that thing's got to be fixed, because trust is very important in any kind of relationship. And if you can't believe what your husband or your wife tells you on an ongoing basis, you have no relationship at all.
Well, especially when you've tried to talk about it, and he says he doesn't see the problem.
They won't listen. All right.
This is Becky, who says, last Sunday, our pastor referred to Mary, mother of Jesus, as a poor Palestinian peasant girl. This was jarring, because I know that Jesus was Jewish. Is my pastor correct here?
Palestinian. Well, there were no Palestinians in those days. They were all Jews who lived there, and along with the Romans. The place was Palestine, and they were Palestinian. I mean, but I don't think your pastor means that she was like the people who
Palestinian,
now.
as we would know the term today.
Yeah, the PLO. I think what she's saying is that she lived in Palestine, which was in the Romans gave that name to this region. So I don't think he's he's not trying to stir up.
Making a statement about
He's not trying to stir up some political controversy. He's merely done it. I wouldn't make too big a deal of that. All right.
James says, I heard in the news that Bank of America dumped $75 trillion in derivatives to the FDIC insured retail deposit division, or, as I understand it, the taxpayers. Is this a good thing? And what, in plain words, are derivatives anyway?
Derivatives are bets. If I think the stock market is going up, I can buy a call option on the market, and that would be a type of derivative. If I think the price of corn is going down and I'm a farmer, I can sell corn futures into the market, and somebody buys those, and that's a derivative. It's so derivatives are part of regular commerce all the time. I don't know about 75 trillion. I think that figure sounds to me to be terribly exaggerated, but I don't know what your source is, and I don't have that source, so I don't know. But we do have, oh my goodness, it was probably $600 trillion worth of derivatives that were kicking around.
Wow.
The question is what I call counterparty risk. Who's going to pick up the tab if all those bets go bad? But usually they balanced. I mean, somebody's got a sell side, somebody's got a buy side, and they usually balance. And so, the notational value of them would be 50 trillion, but when you balance them out, it comes up to zero. So I really don't know what they're talking about, and but it is what did Warren Buffett call them? Said they're financial weapons of mass destruction. Oof. They're very, very dangerous things if they all start going bad. That's taken down a long-term capital, went busted on a bet on all kinds of derivatives. So. Well, anyhow, the investment bankers had some sophisticated derivatives that nobody understood. They had all this stuff they were doing that was just like hocus pocus, and it was very, very dangerous, and it took down Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, etc. All right.
This is Denise, who says, my husband and I just moved across the street from a very old cemetery. It is huge. Have I opened myself up to spiritual attacks from the enemy?
It depends on what goes on there. I mean, the fact there's some dead people there doesn't mean the enemy's doing anything, but I don't know if people are having seances there or whether they've had covens and witches and all that stuff. So the answer is not unless you make it. But I don't know what happened back through history at that cemetery. Just the fact that dead people are buried there does not open you up to anything.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your questions. We appreciate it. Thank you for your answers.